Good morning and sliding into afternoon. Judy Allan here, San Antonio, Texas, with Adventurous Stamping. And today we're going to make a card. I'm going to be sending some sunshine to a friend that needs some, right? And we're going to make a gift box. And you can put suntan lotion in it, so that's always important, right? So, especially for us that are around the beach areas, I'm 2 hours away from the beach. And summer does not end until September the 22nd. Plus, here in Texas, because we have such warm weather, especially in the southern, central, and down south, we have what we call, what do they call them? I can't think now. But anyway, we have people that come to the beach all year round, right? They come from up north and they come down to the beaches in Texas because it's warm. So, beach time can be any time here in southern Texas, right? Central and down. So, with that, let's go and let's make these items so you can see what we're doing today. All right, it's all about sharing and giving. And so I already got somebody in mind, right? So these are the ones I've already made. This one we actually did by hand and colored it. And this one I showed you how we could do the fading technique last week. And we actually tore and distressed the paper. And you see with the white core on the inside of the paper, it just makes it look like waves coming on the beach here, right? So let's put these aside and get started with what we have today. I have some of my stuff already lined up for us. And so we'll be using some of the stuff we had leftovers from last week we're going to be using. I always like to use leftovers, and I'll show you how the dyes work and everything too. So it just makes it easy, right? If you know how to use things. Let me go and get this out for us and show you when we go to do it what I'm talking about, right? Okay, and then we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be making a lotion holder or a gift box holder that we can put suntan lotion in. So this is already pre-cut and everything and all. Just dumping out all my little pieces. Make sure I don't miss anything. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to decorate the inside of this as well too from some of our leftover pieces from last week. So I'm going to go ahead and assemble some of this together first. We're going to clean this one on the outside here. And this is just 4 by 5 1/4. And this here is 4 1/4 by 11. So we're just using a little bit different dimensional than we normally do. Just because we can, right? I like to switch it up sometimes. Fun folds are nice too. Just to give everything a little bit different perspective. So yes, this is the last day that we're doing for you. Showing you what we're doing for the free class kit to go. August 16th through the 31st, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to actually put a ribbon on here. And I have this right here. You could use any different ribbons. I've actually got the cream one right here, which it goes with just about anything too, right? And we're just going to take this and we're going to sit there and tie a bow with it, all right? And then we're just going to set it aside because then we're going to do the front of the card, and then we'll sit up here and put it right over this bow here. So we're going to do the bow over here to the side, like this here. I want to try to get it as flat as I can. I really don't. It'll get covered up, so I guess I'm not going to really worry about it, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and tie my bow. And we'll do it to the side. Yes, I don't know about you guys, but today, this weekend is Labor Day weekend, right? So I don't know if you have plans, but we have plans. We thought we were going to cook shepherd's pie, but our son and granddaughter are coming over, and he says, I don't like shepherd's pie. And it's like, well, okay, we'll change the game plan. So we've already changed the game plan once. Trying to think what we decided we were going to have instead. Oh, I know, we decided we were going to have a roast with potatoes and carrots, and then we'll grill on Sunday because they leave on Monday, so we can't grill on Monday with them. So, but we can do it on Sunday, right? You just sort of adapt. Okay, so we got the bow here. I'm not worried about this because we can cover it, right? And that's what we're going to end up doing. So let me set that aside, and we're going to build this right here. I should say we're really going to build this right here first. Okay, so this is actually die cut. And I could have done this on the other side, which would have been better, and I'll show you in a minute what I'm talking about. So on this particular die, one side does not cut. Can you see that? You can see where this creates like a wave look. And that's what I did with the sand here. Now you can see on the one side, it really didn't flip it the right way. See, I had it flipped like this, and this side doesn't cut. But it left an impression there. So all I'm going to do is just flip it over, okay? Most of it's going to be covered anyway, and I'll show you in the next piece how you're really supposed to do it and how it looks different than that, right? So we're going to go ahead and put this down, and then we're going to sit up here and stamp it with some sand on it. Right? Because we're making a beach. So yes, the person I'm making this for, I know they go to the beach because they took me to the beach. So I'm going to send them some sunshine because they need a little sunshine, right? Be amazed how some people just need a little sunshine, even ourselves, right? I haven't sent a card to myself, but I could. Okay, so what we're going to do here is, like I said, we're going to stamp the sand, and I've already got it on here. This is actually crumb cake is the color of the paper there, and I'm just going to use crumb cake ink, right? I'm just going to come across. I'm not necessarily looking for a standout image here. I just want it to look like the beach, right? If you go to the beach, I don't know about you, but I always go like walking down the sand to see if I can find any shells or anything like that, right? So, same thing here. I'm not trying to make it look really, I'm just giving it a textured look, right? So that you can see it and see this right here. And from here, we're just going to sort of lay this out. So, here's our lifeguard stand. So, it really depends what beach you go to, right? I went to a beach with some friends in Mississippi, and they did not have lifeguard stands. So you just sort of want to paste this out. So I already know it's going to touch right here, right? It's going to go right over this here. And it's okay if it goes over or not, because I have this underneath. I'm always okay with that. But I just want to make sure this is underneath here, right? So I'm going to put a little glue. I do like the beach. We were talking about it yesterday when I was at my assisted living place doing classes there. We were talking about that. And I was looking at my necklace. In fact, I have it on today. It's a beach, right? It's got the... I didn't ever think I was going to wear it, but it always reminds me of the beach, and I'm always wanting to go to the beach, so it's always a good reason. And I will have to get another thing of glue. Okay, not a problem. I got another one right handy here. Alright. This one I know is full because I can fill it. Alright, so I have to be careful, right? So if you got it full, see how it comes out really quick when it's nice and full, so just be careful. Everything sort of dries like this, right? I had some honey earlier with biscuits, and the honey had crystallized all right? So it was like, okay. So I had to get something to unclog it, so I'm just going to put this like right here. Now, I could put it on here with dimensionals, but I'm not, because I'm actually going to put the whole thing up on dimensionals, so I'm just going to come across here with the back, wrap along one. Big difference, right? Big difference. And we're just going to put this on here. Yeah, so this is, this is like, it reminds me of all the beach colors. If you go down the beach, right, they always have all these beach colors. They're nice, what we call subtle colors in the Stampin' Up world. But they're just like pastels, right? They're just nice, very pastel colors of the beach. And then we're going to take this right here, and we're going to tuck it a little bit under there. The glue's not set yet, so let me put that way out of my way. Keep on grabbing it. Okay, you don't need to see me keep on grabbing the same wrong thing. I don't need to see me doing that either. But we're supposed to have rain today. Whoop, whoop. Alright, so we're going to go ahead, and this is going to come out. This is going to cross over just like this. Okay, and we're actually going to stick a tree under here too. Let me see how this is looking. Because we still have to stamp this. Oh yeah. So see, I don't mind. It's going to cross over, and that's okay, right? It's just going to cross over. It helps give it dimension. If it crosses over too much, then I would say just bring it up a little bit, right? If you don't want it that much, just bring it up a little bit. Like that. And it'll go just fine, okay? So don't sweat the small stuff, because that's all small stuff. Okay, so now we're going to sit there and put our tree under here. So it die cuts. So see all the little ridges like that? No, that's how it die cuts. So it wasn't anything magical I did. It's just what the die does. So dies do different things. It not only cuts different round shapes, but it can also cut different dimensions and everything else. So that's what it does there. It gives you some different dimensions there. And then, same thing here, when this die cut out, see how I did the leaves? So I didn't do that. That's just how it does when you sit there and die cut. And I'm just going to do the base right here. And what a difference, right? You get one that just hardly won't give you anything, and then you got another one. So I'm going to let this cross over. So this will cross over and get some extra dimension and everything to our card. And then we're just going to come and put this one on top. That's how we're going to get our dimension there. Okay, wow, that is like liquid compared to the other. Okay, and so we're just going to put it right up here. And we are going to put some bling on here, but I'm just not going to do it yet because I don't have to do it yet, right? Okay, we get our tree like that. And then we're going to put it right here on this blue. Let me do that a second. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, gotcha. Okay, I really need it to stick just a little bit. Because actually I'm going to put glue on the back of here too. So if you sit there and do your design like I did ahead of time, if you didn't put it together, then you're going to have to use glue because it's all got dimensions on it, right? So just make it easier. Same with stamping. I should have stamped it already. But actually my thoughts are is I need to get this in the mail. So that's where I'm at on this. It's like, I need to get it in the mail. Because people need, right, a little bit of sunshine and make something for them. And if you need some sunshine, let me know. And I can send you some, right? So, yeah. I know a number of people that could stand a little sunshine just to make their day. Give them a surprise. Alright. So I'm not worried about putting anything else in here, right? Because the fact is, this is going to pick up the yellow from right here. I'm just going to center it so it, I'm going to center it when it's not attached to me. Right? We're just going to center it, put it right here. It's going to pick up the yellow in the background there. So last week, I think, was it last week before I sat there and stamped one? Okay, so now we're just going to turn around, and this is just going to put right on top of here with dimensionals. But before I do that, and I mess up, we're going to sit there and get a sentiment stamped on here. This one says, sending sunshine your way, right? So I'm trying to make this bright and cheerful. Other than that, I'll have to go down and visit them and take them to the beach. But for today, I'm going to get them a card. Alright, so got sending sunshine your way. And then now we're going to put it down, we're going to put it on with dimensionals, right? So here we go. Now the thing is this is going to go over. So when you do this, it's going to go over this right here, right? So we definitely want to make sure our dimensionals are above that. So we know for sure if I put one at the top and bottom, it's going to be fine. And I'll tell you what else we're going to do. Because I usually like to put something in the center just to help hold it down in the middle so it doesn't sag. So we'll just do it like that. And that way, it won't matter, right? Because it's already on the card and we got it centered. And we're just going to get this on here. And then we'll be done with the card. Except we're going to do the inside, okay? So today we're going to do something a little bit different on the inside of the card. We're going to embellish on the inside of the card. How about that? Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here like this, and I'm going to center it. Ballpark center it. Right? Because I don't get anything out to measure it. You can if you want to. I'm not. Okay, that way I got my bow right there too. So here's my card on the outside. Alright? And come to the inside. We're going to stamp it. I'm going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment on it too. And I've got that one teed up and ready to go too. This is a long one. This one says, wishing you a beautiful day. And so the other thing I'm going to do on here too, so not only am I going to stamp this, but we're also going to add some stuff from last week on here that had leftovers. So that's why I always tell you to hang on to all your leftover stuff, because we'll use it, and we will. So I'm putting wishing you a beautiful day. Yeah, I even had some little birds here. We'll have to see if we want to do the little birds or not. Okay, so I'm ready to put this on the inside because everything else I'm doing on the inside I'm going to actually glue down. I'm not going to stamp. I already colored it last week with a fading technique. So if you missed the fading technique, just check the YouTube from last week and you'll see it. So here's some of the items we did last week. And I thought, I can put at least one of these in there on the inside, right? We're going to do that. And let's see if I have a chair already cut and colored. It's cut, but that one's not colored. All right, so let's cut one of these out then. And we'll sit there and put this in here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this here, and I am going to add a little glue to it. Again, right? We know I don't have to add a whole lot because this one comes gushing out. And then I'm going to make sure it's going to come right down here. And we're going to put this on the inside. Just like that. And then I'm just going to take this little chair here. I'm going to do the blue, and the blue one's going to go with the card. I mean, either one would go, right? And I'm just going to cut it like this. Like I said, I'm just using my leftover stuff from last week. I'm showing you how we do the fading technique. And all we're going to do is take it, I'm going to round it off. I don't like to really have pointy squared corners on chairs and stuff. So we're just going to do that. And we're just going to come around. But some people we call it fuzzy cutting, but people started calling it hand cutting, right? I guess fussy cutting sounded terrible, I guess. I don't really know. Didn't ask. Right? It's just whatever you choose, whatever. People say, what is fussy cutting? Well, it's just cutting around stuff. That's what we're doing, just sort of cutting instead of dying cutting, right? We're just coming around with our scissors and making it happen. We just take our time there. So if you think I go fast, it's just sometimes people say, I go fast. Well, it's mostly because I do it a lot, right? I do it a lot. Plus, my father years ago, he had dementia. And whenever I wanted to do anything or make anything, I had to be able to get it done within 15 minutes because that was as long as his patience would last. So I'm just going to do it right here. All right. So see, we just did it nice on the inside and on the outside. And one of the things I really wanted to put up here, just because I could, one of the little seagulls, right? I don't know about you, but every time I go to the beach, I see seagulls. And if they're not flying around, they're usually hanging out on somebody's rooftop. It could be the lifeguards. They don't care, right? They're hanging out waiting to see if somebody's going to throw something up in the air for them or drop something, right? So if you drop any food, I don't think it really matters. I think there's only one time I had where they weren't really interested in something, but if you've got bread, crackers, chips, right? These guys will come swooping. So you might see one. When food's involved and everybody gets stirred up, you see lots of seagulls coming. So I'm just going to sit there and put this one right here on top because that definitely reminds me of what we see all the time. No matter where you go on the beach, you seem to find these guys. Just put it up here. They just hang out. More relaxed than I do, right? You know what, if you got something like that, I do have an eraser that'll erase the adhesive off. That's, you should do something like that happens. I'm going to put my seagull right there. Alright, now let's make our box, our gift box that can put suntan lotion in it. Or it can put hand lotion, whatever you want, right? And I got the measurements for you. So, if you're wanting to know what it is, just here's the measurements. I'm going to set them right here. Let me move all this aside because some of this we're going to use again. Okay. Alright. So, here's the box, and here's the pieces I've already die cut and everything else. And this is the one I was going to show you. I'm going to put the measurements for you right there. Okay. So, see here, when I did it, and this is the way you're supposed to do it, is when you die cut this, like I was showing you a minute ago, is one side of this is not cutting. This side is not cutting, right? This one is, you can see that it raises, and that's the cutting side. So when I laid this down, I just laid it down on top, and let's see which end can we find that I did it on. Really can't tell real easy because it's such a small piece of paper. But anyway, I just laid it down and used the die machine and ran it through, and so this part here that doesn't have any die cutting on it, I had it off the paper, and that's why you don't see an image. instead of they're etched into the paper because I did it right that time, right? So on this one, we're going to actually use this right here. Now, here's what it looks like when you open it up and you get through cutting everything off, okay? So I've already done all my little corner things and everything else so that you can see what that looks like, all right? So like I would usually tell you is we're just going to fold on the scored lines. And this lets us get the shape of our box and what it's going to look like, right? So you know where you're going. I always like to know where I'm going. So it's going to end up folding just like this right here, okay? So since I know that, this is going to be the front of my box. And double check, because once I glue down, right, it's glued down. So this is the front of my box right here. And if you think you're going to forget, just mark it. Just like this here. Just mark it. X marks the spot because you're going to cover it up, all right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this down right here with adhesive. Now, you know, really and truly, I'm most probably sure to use glue or the 3D adhesive, right? The Stampin' Seal Plus is for 3D because this is going to have something on the inside of it, right? So, mine would make sense if I had gone ahead and just did that. I didn't, but I'm telling you, don't do like me. Go ahead and use that 3D tape, especially if you're not going to give it away right away and you're going to hold on to it for a little bit. And that way it's done, right? Okay, so we can go ahead and put our box together if you wanted to now, but I was going to go ahead and get as much stuff down as I can. So here is the piece that I cut, and we're just going to stamp it, just like we did a while ago, and make it look like it's got sandy stuff, right? When you go to the beach, except for one beach, seems to be, if you've ever gone to Destin, Florida, their beach looks like confectionate sugar, and it feels like confectionate sugar. Most of the beaches I go to down in South Texas, it's got shells in it, right? From the waves coming in, breaking up shells. So, I'm used to beaches looking like this. So we're just going to adhere this down. I'll go ahead and do this with glue since I told you to do that with everything else. Because it is a 3D and I want it to stay, right? And then I sat there and have some leftover surfboards from last week we're going to use also. And we're going to go ahead and put this on with some glue. We are going to go back and put some dimensionals on that, not dimensionals, some embellishments on that card as well as this. It'll match. I didn't do that, but that's okay. We're going to sit there and just put this here. You know what? This could actually go all the way to the sand because it's going to be covered anyway. Okay? And then we're going to get our top of our palm tree done. So since this is a gift, right, it's a box, it's going to be a box, it doesn't matter if it comes off the box or not, right? It's really more of a personal preference of what you like. Because as long as you use some good 3D adhesive glue, it's just going to stay. That's all we're doing, is just crisscross them over so we can get all those leaves in there. Okay, now let's get our surfboard from, I got choices of surfboards, colors. We did several of them last week. Let's see what I like the best. Thinking it was going to be this one. So I've got two different colors. And this one would go, right? But I'm fine with this one. Because this is both done with designer series paper that I actually made it and then sit there and cut it. So I'm going to actually put this up on dimensionals. But I want you to see, so this designer, see it's yellow, just like this is here, with one side is striped. Then you have another piece that's got these little bubbles on it, which makes it really cute. So I'm using that. And you can see that the blue there is also another designer series paper from the same group of colors. These are brights. It was flowers, right? So the designer series paper comes in 6x6, so it does have different designs. So if you were looking for a whole pack of circled paper with little circles or stripes on it, no, it's just a 6x6, and there's 4 of those to a pack. So we're just going to sit there, and I'm just going to put this up here. Right, we're just looking for some dimension. And then we have our little clam here that we're going to put with a dimension also. And I just need a little piece because it's not very big, right? So let's see if we can get one of these little side ones here. Yes, I'm just taking the leftover, right, of what we have from our dimensionals. And let's see here. If we do it like this here, then I just need to make sure that my dimension is right over here. Okay? Because the fact is I want the height. This other part down here is going to be flat. So there won't be any height to it, but it'll still be right here together, right? Okay, so now we're going to put it together. So tearing tape really works good on something like this that we're doing. All right, so I'm going to put some tearing tape right on the edge, right here. Okay, because then when I go to fold this over, this is where it's going to come. And we're just going to put our tape right here on the edge. Right, because we want to. This is a box, and it's going to be a finished box. It's a gift box. So we want to try to get it as nice and neat as we can. I'm just going to pull this off. Alright, and then I'm going to take this over here, and we're just going to line up the edges, okay? So you want to see, I'm just going to line up the edges here. Okay, so it just gives us a nice smooth edge here. And it's going to be like this right here. Okay? Like I said, you can put suntan lotion in here. Alright, I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So if this is the front of my box, I like everything when I get done to go toward the back. Like that right there. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tearing tape right here. And I'm going to put it across the top, bottom, and side here. Just because I can give it some extra strength there, right? Just a nice, cute little box. Like I said, you can put candy in here if you wanted to. You can put lotion in here, suntan lotion. You can just do whatever you want. That's what makes it so cool. Yeah. So we're going to do this right here. Okay. There's right there. And we're just going to take it off. So I'm not worried, right? Nobody's going to judge what it's going to look like because nobody's going to see this, right? So when people get worried about stuff like this, don't worry about it. It's going to be hidden. Nobody's going to see it. All we care about is making sure that it sticks. So that if you put your lotion in here, you put candy in here, or if you put suntan lotion, right, any of those things, you put it in here that the box doesn't come apart. That's what you want to make sure. It's going to hold where you're going to put in there. If you're ever concerned about it, just try it out first before you give the gift away, right? That's the main thing. Now, let's see here. This one's not coming off. The paper, I need the paper to come off. Yep. Okay, so see, we're just going to take it and we're going to fold it just like that, and it squares off. And that's because we also did our corners at an angle. But you can see I folded it to the back because that's where it's going to be. And then this is just like this here. It's just going to fold like this, and it's going to come over and tuck in just like this here. And there's our box. And we can tie a bow around it, but you can see you don't have to tie anything around it, right? Because it tucks in there very nicely, and it doesn't require anything else. But if you want to tie a bow on it, you can tie a bow on it. I didn't, but you could, right? And we can even put a seagull if we wanted to. But let's first get our bling on here in the card. So let's get them back here, and we'll get our bling on here, and then we're done, right? We've made a card. And this, if you want to know, this is the textured dots. And we're just going to put them center here just so it's going to look like some coconut, right? So if you've never been to the beach and you've never seen it, just go online and Google it, right? Seems like everywhere I've gone to a beach, no matter which beach, they always have the trees of the coconuts. Get that first one, didn't get the adhesive on there, so let's get that one off. I can still see the adhesive right here on the paper. We're just put three together, right? They're always like clustered together. There you go. Alright, put that guy aside. So there's that one, and then let's get this one on here, and we're done. That's how easy it is. Like I said, I've got the measurements right here. So if you want the measurements for the box, it's right there. You can go out and create something for somebody and make their day. I know everybody doesn't like the beach, but there's a lot of people that do like the beach. Like the love of my life doesn't like the beach because he says he gets sand all over him. Well, that's true. If you're going to go to the beach, you are going to get sand all over you. So there you go. That's just nice and simple. And like I said, you can easily sit there and put a ribbon on there if you want to or not. It's all right, a personal choice. There is no right or wrong. Thank you, Lourdes. Hello, Lourdes. So yeah, so there we go. So this is the ones we're finishing up with today. Here's what we've already made. So you get 4 different things, right? 4 different things. So there's no reason you can't go out there and bless someone and make their day, because that's really what it's all about, right? We talked about this, and it is. This is going out to someone because they needed a lift. They had something going on in their life with their health and everything else. So we're going to send them some sunshine and some encouragement and make a difference in their day. So go out there and make something, create something and share it with someone else and make their day. All right? That's what it is, to be a blessing to others and to give them encouragement as well too, besides ourselves. Because you'll find out how much they really appreciate Happy Mail. So thank you for supporting us here on Facebook and also on YouTube. And we're also on Instagram. And tonight we'll be live at 7 o'clock showing you some of the new papers that are coming out next week in the new catalog, as well as the ribbons. So if you want to come join at 7 o'clock on YouTube, we'll be there. And for those that get my newsletter, you also have access to Zoom. All right, be blessed. Look forward to seeing you tonight or next week. Bye.